since everyone's driving home from work or watching Las Noticias, or if you happen to be in line for your water bottles, listen to me. So the purpose, like I said, of the Investigative Intuitive is a YouTube for tarot and true crime. What do you mean tarot and true crime? Oftentimes when police cannot get a lead, they will go to psychic and mediums just to see where to go. And that, if you ever grew up watching the show Medium, I love this. They would call her onto a true crime or a crime scene, and she would be like touching. Well, I don't know how ethical that is, touching the evidence. But anywho, it's fiction. But this is going to be on Jack the Ripper. I have been trying to get to this one for a long time. I've just been sleeping and sleeping and sleeping and sleeping. So I have a feeling this is gonna be a doozy. So I'm going to use the Kipper deck because this looks very Victorian London era. Doesn't she look like a courtesan? A concubine? So this is going to be my true crime reading on Jack the Ripper. I remember in middle school, this was the first case that I was obsessed with. So remember, I am just using my third eye, and I have not read on this case since I was 13. That was 20 years ago. So I'm going in as blindly as possible. And I remember my favorite movie was From Hell. So now we are going, this is going to be all for entertainment purposes. This is just my opinion, no facts. And let's see how good this third eye is. This is going to be an energy reading on Jack the Ripper for the Investigative Intuitive. Vamos a ver. What was the vibes for London at that time? Everything was seen as a gift, like, you know, life was good. And there was a concern for wealth. I'm hearing the Commonwealth, so that's not something I see. And it was funny, I kept on thinking Windsor earlier, so my mind was already going to the UK. But somebody was concerned about how they were going to pay a gift, or how they were going to pay how to live in a lavish life here, or maybe this was just the general population at the time. So what was going on during these killings? So somebody that was definitely not married was out here. Ooh, okay. Right. So this could have been someone that was turned away from like a wealthy society, from a line of duty is what I'm seeing as well. This is someone that was like a police officer. That's why they were able to move around so easily. And this is someone that could have had like an illegitimate child somewhere. All right. Or they were worried about the orphans and the orphanages of London. So I don't know anything about London history at all. The only thing I know is I like Doctor Who, and that's as far as that's going to go. And my favorite's is Scott. But I like you too, Matt. Oh. Doesn't he come out in the Queen Elizabeth movie as her husband? Interesting. Anywho, all right. I'm going to rethrow these cards because London was concerned about poverty issues and about letting unruly criminals go. If I recall, back in the day, they didn't really have jail. They would just ship the undesirables to what is now known as modern day Australia. If I am wrong, please correct me. I do not mind being corrected. I like to learn. Yeah, and they were trying to keep this a secret. So I don't know, who are they trying to keep the crime level a secret from? From the orphanages and a banker of sorts. So I don't know how getting pounds and sixpence was back then, but if they were looking for someone to invest in them, they were trying to keep it a secret, all the shading and the underbelly of London. Like I'm seeing like the red light district, they were trying to keep that sort of thing, or what they call in Nuevo Laredo, La Zona, which is Boys Town. So they were trying to keep that a secret so that this person could come and invest and maybe start building in you so they could quickly get the money. So I don't know who the powers of be were here. Maybe a king. I don't know. Oh, duh. So the kings, that was on me. The monarchy was trying to get another country or a bank to fund them. and they were trying to keep all of this horrible things a secret so that they could get the money faster from whoever else was trying to invest with. I'm hearing an alliance. So I don't know what was going on, like war wise or like nationwide. I doubt they even had United Nations then, but they were trying to form an alliance, and they knew that if this other nation or entity knew about what was going on with this medical field or this medical doctor, because I'm starting to think it's a medical doctor by the way the bodies were cut, they were not going to have this treaty or this alliance here. What's this alliance? It's somebody that's across the water. So I don't even know the United States existed in this time period, but something, or merchant ships or something like that. But it was to level the financial economy of London and the United Kingdom and whatever monarchy that was at the time, because they didn't have any money. So they knew that they needed to get either a marriage going so that it could be a rich nation, or they needed to get somebody to invest in their dollar so that they could keep the country afloat. I hope I'm making sense. I am not versed in economics. Like, I know the guns and butter thing and supply and demand, like the basics, like there's no such thing as a free meal, but at the United States. But as far as like United Kingdom, especially in this time period, I don't know. I am purely channeling at this point. Right. And somebody was trying to avoid this official person from getting exposed. So I don't know if this was like a police officer that would work with like a doctor of sorts, or this was like a doctor or an investigator that would show up to the crime scenes and then be like, da, 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 and like the killer was there. But there's like a intersection with this official person and this medical person. All right. But this is where the economy is in London. So this was where London was at right as the killings were going to start. So now I'm going to rethrow these cards. And now we're going to see who was Jack the Ripper. Let me get my rosary. I already prayed, but I need my rosary. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. Who was Jack the Ripper? An older, mature man. All right. What about this older, mature man? Could have been born in May. Could have been a Leo or a Taurus Gemini. Yeah, it was a police officer. This is a police officer that was probably working like very closely with his medical physician and lacked a lot of mental instability. This is someone that would definitely like kick you while you were down. A ruthless man. Like, let's say he felt like he could get away with anything because he was the right hand of the king. So yeah, that was my assumption just based on the victimology. Like, who else would think these women were scum of scum but someone that felt they had authority over others? And now, like, these men could not pass most, like, the MMPI exam, and that's what they give firefighters and I think police officers to see if they're psychologically fit for these roles, which I think they should reevaluate that. But whatever, moving on. This is someone that was, when they were good, they were extremely good, and then when they were bad, they were absolutely demonic. This was kind of a cult of sorts. So first of all, how many people were Jack the Ripper? 7. So I don't know if these are copycat killers. No. This was an organization that wanted to wipe out these women because, like I said, they had money to gain. Because I'm not getting any sexual arousal. I'm getting like the thrill of the hunt and like a game that was enticing to one of these men. But that they did stuff with these S workers, no, it wasn't anything like that. For real. It was 7 people that was Jack the Ripper. 6 to 7, yeah. A Scorpio and Aquarius. A Gemini. A Pisces. That's 4. I forgot I was going to use that limon for. Alright, we got a Scorpio and Aquarius, a Gemini, a Pisces, a Taurus, a double Scorpio. So it was 3 Scorpios and then everybody else. But why? Besides the money. Yeah, because they felt like these people were blocking them from getting some kind of a financial banker, or these women could have, you know, hooked up with high-ranking men and they didn't want their wives to find out, because then it was going to be something that's been complete, that's a stain to society. It was going to cause a lot of conflict and they needed this to go away. This would have caused like a revolt amongst the citizens, and they were trying to avoid that. Yeah, and they did, but okay. No, this wasn't ritualistic. They just did not want to be outed, or this man does not. I'm finding it hard to believe that it's 7 people. Well, yeah, someone had to see something. Like, no way these crimes went undetected. Somebody secretly ordered this hit. So amongst the cops were mercenaries that were told to take out these women because they didn't want someone to be outed to be frequenting the ladies, even though it's like, if Game of Thrones has taught us anything, is that the kings were always cheating on the queens and they always had like the brothels for a reason. Right, yeah, they were messaged to be the horse of death, the apocalyptic horses. And they were lied about being paid for it. Like, they were told that they were going to be paid handsomely for it and that they were going to receive some sort of rank. And no, it didn't. And this is someone that is seen as very generous to the public. So this man could be the head of the organization. Oh no, I'm confusing it with Black Dahlia. But that one was definitely a medical doctor. But this one, it was the police officers. There was like a certain number of knights or police officers / mercenaries. They were mercenaries that did this, and they're known globally for this, because by killing these women, they were supposed to start something new here. And I keep getting an alliance, an alliance, an alliance, an alliance. An alliance of what? Yeah, it's an organization that wanted to stop what? The devil and the details from getting up. So this could have just been sacrifices to the devil so that a queen could rise up, and they had to take out anyone and everyone that could have witnessed this. They could have taken a child out, or they didn't want the truth to come out that somebody that is considered royal was born from a night with a girl from the brothel. And that's me putting it nicely. Whew. Thirsty. Because maybe they were scared that if somebody were to be like, so and so is my dad, therefore I have rights to the throne, they were going to be like, absolutely not. Yeah, it's this old viejito that ordered these 7 people to do it. But what was he trying to stop besides the truth from coming out? He didn't want these women to get justice. So let's like, yeah, dude, it's definitely police officers and children. Like, I don't know. Wait, no mames. Sorry, I'm part of my language. What's this children? What are these pages? The way it's looking to me through these cards is that not only did they get like obviously mercenaries involved, but they also got children to do this. And some people were paid and some people were not. Yeah, because this King of Cups, which was probably the king, was going to look bad for having a lover that was a lady of the night. And I'm getting that he could have had kids arregados everywhere. For my non-English language learners, for my non-bilinguals, that's this man was a quagmire where he had kids everywhere. Where he would walk into that school campus and open like a different classroom, there'd be a kid in each of his. Like, Papa, no, no soy tu papi. Yeah, it's an old man is the head of it. Like, it was more than one killer. It was 7. And the old man did not get his hands dirty. Who's the old man? I'm getting he's like an officer or a judge or a doctor. Uno de esos tres. But he's the one that told these quote-unquote knights and officers what to do. And this is someone that is always near the king or was near the king. This was political. Killing the girls was a political move, and that upsets me because no good person that gets elected needs to be unaliving like these women were so disadvantaged in this society. It's not even funny. I'm gonna have to rewatch that movie now, From Hell. I like those movies, but ever since I was a little girl, I never had a crush on Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp comes out in From Hell. And I love The Secret Window too, but I don't like Johnny Depp. Like my cousin Leppy, shout out if you're watching, girl. She'd always be like, Johnny Depp and Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'd be like, nah, dude, there's something about those guys I just don't like, especially Johnny Depp. They're really good actors. I'm like, actors just a paid liar. So who are they really? Ponte a empezar. Actors are just liars with better memories. Okay, so moving on. So the one person that was about to out somebody got killed. So I don't know if a man was killed throughout these killings, but it was the Jack the Ripper gang. I'm going to call them a gang because it's true. How are you going to kill that many people and not get caught? You had to be more than one. Same thing with Brian Koberger. I do not believe it was him by himself. All right. Yeah, this was something completely political because they just didn't want one of their royals to get divorced. Yeah, and this in the reverse is a prostitute. Yeah, this man had a baby with this woman, and it was going to break somebody's heart. This Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this Queen of Pentacles was probably going to leave. For all we know, the reason why this family went into wealth and power was because of this marriage out of convenience for the alliance to grow their wealth. I hope I'm making sense because I'm literally just channeling. I'm going to stop it here because it's literally the same message over and over again. It was a gang of mercenaries that took these women out because one of them had a child with a royal that they were not going to allow, and that they just didn't want this scandal to happen. Even though it's like, but I thought this was common. Like, kings always have the brothels. Or am I wrong? But this has been my first attempt at getting an energy read of Jack the Ripper. It was very confusing. My head hurts, and that's that I'm wearing my rosary and I have all my protection stuff on me. And I did my prayers, so I can only imagine if I went raw in, I would have been... And that's probably why my energy is so low. I didn't get anything of occult practices with this. I just got that it was someone that just did not want their sham of a marriage to be outed because, of course, pillow talk happens. And I'm just purely channeling right now. And this man could have said so many like like, wasn't a prince a suspect? I'm gonna have to check that, actually. I just got goosebumps. Yes. But I'm gonna pull on, bro, bottom of the deck, occult. Because it wasn't a cult. I think it was just, I am the king and you're going to do what I say and this is the money and you need to shut up. Yeah. Nobody went to jail for a duh. Yeah, they were a cleanup crew. Cleaning up whatever royal mess they created because their spouse and their partner was not going to have it. But, all right, this has been the first true crime reading I do on the Investigative Intuitive, a podcast for true crime and tarot. Find me on YouTube if you cannot find the lives on my Facebook. If you want to see the lives on Facebook, they are on Readings from Neptune Tarot. I do not have a Facebook, an Instagram, or a Twitter for the Investigative Intuitive. So this has been my first true crime reading, and my next one is going to be, well, no, I don't know. But if you guys want me to tap into a true crime case or a cold case, let me know. DM me, email me, and I will. But for the next pop culture reading, I'm going to do it on the pink hair theory. What's going on with that pink wig thing that these celebrities are into. But I hope this was entertaining for you all, and I'm wishing you all the best. Bye-bye.